afternoon. I would like to welcome everyone tonight to the Board of Mayor and Alderman, City of Fayetteville, Tennessee. This is our regular monthly meeting. The date is March the 14th, 2023. March is Women's History Month, the month where we commemorate, encourage, observe, and celebrate the vital role of women in American history. Tonight to say our prayer is Trish Bolden, who currently serves as the Main Street Board President, and she is the outgoing Leadership Lincoln President. Trish, if you'll come forward. Also to say our pledge tonight, we have 3 students from the Fayetteville City School drama class. These students were recently in the production of The Lion King. We have Kaylin Johnson, a senior, Mikhail Buchanan, 6th grade, and Celio Abernathy. If you guys will come forward. Okay, if everyone please stand.
If you'd like to bow your heads, we'll go to the Lord in prayer. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this evening. I thank you for a community that still puts you first, Lord. I thank you for these servants that are willing to step out and lead this community. Lord, as they get going tonight, I ask a special favor. I ask that you touch Mayor Donna, that you give her strength. Lord Jesus, that you give her wisdom in how she handles decisions that she's making for our city. Lord, I ask that you touch the aldermen. Lord, help them to walk with integrity and honesty. Help them to lead this community the way that you would have them lead. Lord, I thank you for the citizens that are here tonight. Lord, thank you that they are willing to be participants and active involvements in this community. Lord, touch this community. Let us be lights for you. Let us walk in strength together, and let us walk in unity. Continue to touch Fayetteville, Lord Jesus. Lift up this city, and let us be a light to all of those around us. Touch this evening. Help the decisions that are being made to be made out of your will and with your purpose. And we thank you that we can come to you and lay these at your feet. In your precious name we pray, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Here. Board, you have before you the agenda for tonight's meeting. I would like to add 2 items that were not presented at the work session, and it was later discovered that they needed approval. I would like to add item M. It's a city ordinance number 2023-04, and this is an ordinance to for delinquent property taxes to allow the city attorney collection of these taxes. Do I have a motion?
I move we add ordinance number 2023-04 to the agenda.
Second by Tonya Allen. Any discussion? Pam, will you call the roll?
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye. That motion passes. This item will be added to the agenda. It's item M. I would also like to add, this is a in preparation for the new sidewalks that's coming around. I need a vote for the removal of the trees prior to construction. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
That's first by Alderman Jacob Painter, second by Jeff Alder. Any discussion? Okay, we call the roll.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Are there any other additions or deletions? If not, the agenda will stand as amended. Board, also before you have the minutes to the regular monthly meeting of February the 14th. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, the minutes will stand as written. Okay, we will now move into our monthly reports. We have 3 guests with us tonight. First up is Amy Bird with Fayetteville Main Street.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm looking at my phone for notes tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't find a pen and paper. I could have used a crayon at home, but I could not find a pen. We've had a very, very busy start to the year. In January, we held our grand ball. It's an annual event. This year, the theme was a red carpet affair. The Hollywood Hills can't compare to the hills of Tennessee. We had 100 members and community members in attendance. We had the dueling pianos back this year, and next year we're considering moving it to possibly a New Year's Eve ball instead, and we're going to have the community vote on that through a survey on our website. In January, we also worked out our strategic plan with our state consultant, our state Main Street director, and our regional consultant, and they also provided some new member training. We completed our accreditation in January as well. And I'm happy to say that we are fully accredited nationally and with the state. And then we also had the letter of agreement between the city and our program and the state that Mayor Hartman and Mr. Owens completed for us. So thank y'all for that. In February, we hosted the Chocolate Walk for the first time, and we sold over 70 tickets to that event. We had 18 merchants participating, plus some of them had pop-up vendors inside their shops and on the sidewalks. We were very pleased with the response this year, and a lot of people said they would enjoy if it was longer next year since we had so many participate. So we're considering moving it to a Saturday next year so that we can have more time for people to shop and enjoy the chocolate. Coming up in March, we're having a membership mixer, which is an educational mixer on marketing. This is part 2 of a series that we did. The first one was in September. And we're having Pam Thames back again. She is a consultant that has worked with national brands like Johnson & Johnson. So she's going to give some advice and have more of a collaborative session with our members on how to brand their business. After our last session with her, one of our businesses actually changed their name. So it was a very productive session, and we're looking forward to doing it again. April is going to be very, very, very busy for us. First Saturdays start April 1st, and we are in the final preparations to get ready for that, and hopefully it will go smoothly. We know there's going to be some curveballs with this being our first time to host it on a Saturday, but we're trying to do everything within our power to make sure it goes smoothly. Registration opens tomorrow, and I've had 100 people subscribe to our newsletter in the past month. So I know those vendors are going to come in like fireworks. So I'm excited to see how my email blows up in the morning. We're also going to be updating the kiosk posters effective April 1st. And the posters that will be in there will be there through July 1st. The map will be updated with some of the new businesses and some of the businesses that have gone out. Slawburger Festival is April 15th. We have over 30 vendors that have registered, lots and lots of sponsors for the festival. I've sent out a press release to 20 plus news outlets, all the news stations in Huntsville and Nashville, plus some national media like Southern Living, Garden and Gun, and the Discovery Network. I already have 2 segments scheduled with News Channel 19 that we're going to do, and then we're also going to do a cooking segment with Tennessee Valley Living for the Slawburger. Let's see, what else do we have? Crawfish Boil. We are partnering with Blaine Tankersley in Petersburg. He's doing a turkey tournament and crawfish boil at the fairgrounds, so we've just been kind of helping him and guiding him and giving him advice on throwing large-scale events, and I think he might be outdoing us a little bit, so I might need to get him on our board next year. In May, we're going to have another membership mixer. It's going to be a Locable boot camp. I've spoken to y'all about Locable in the past, and we are the top performing Main Street on the platform. There are over 100 Main Streets on the platform, and we have the highest participation rate, highest open rate, and highest click rate of any other Main Street, so I'm very proud of that. So the boot camp that we'll have for our members, it will, the CEO and the founder of Locable is coming, and he is going to show our merchants how they can connect their website to our website so that they can post job opportunities, their events, sales, things like that, and it'll automatically go to our website without me having to update it. I'm sorry, y'all, I have a lot. The biggest thing that I'm most excited about right now is that we applied for the Tennessee Placemakers Grant, and we have been accepted into the Proof program. Y'all can look it up. It's out of Chattanooga, and they focus on food and beverage consulting. And so I'm 99.9% sure we're getting the grant. We've been told they just have to let the committee meet and officially vote on that. But if everything comes together, we'll be the next food and beverage incubator community. So they'll come in and help our current business owners. They'll help us recruit new food and beverage businesses, and then they'll also work with property owners to tell them how they can get their buildings ready if they want to recruit food and beverage. They'll also work with the city. They'll review some of the ordinances to see how we can make ordinances more favorable to food and beverage businesses. So everybody can stop complaining we don't have anywhere to eat. Our Youth Leaders Council has also been busy. January, they had a county government day. February, they met with Always Endure and learned about some of the nonprofits in our community. This month, they're going to the hospital to learn about the medical system, and then our end of the year luncheon is going to be held at the Gleggern Hospitality House, and we're hopeful that, well, we know we'll be giving a scholarship out to one of the students, and we have 2 students that are tied right now as far as their points, so I may need some of y'all to help me review some of their essays. The Lynchburg Chamber of Commerce invited me to speak at their monthly meeting, and they're excited to see how we have grown our Main Street program and how we can help them implement some new things. They have some new leadership, and so we're excited to help them. They're also going to put rat cards in their visitor center for us. Lynchburg has over 300,000 visitors a year, so if we can capture 10% of that, the other 90% can go to Tullahoma or Winchester, but we'd like to at least shoot for 10%. I've already given out over 1,000 of those rat cards. I ordered 2,500, so I've got 1,500 more in the back of my car if anybody wants one. We're exploding. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but Main Street has grown tremendously just in the past several months. So we are currently in search of a bigger office space, and we're hoping to get through Slawberger and then find somewhere. At our last board meeting, if one more person came in, they were going to have to sit in the bathroom. So we have to have a bigger office space. I said earlier, we had 100 new subscribers in the past month to our newsletter. Friday, I had 40 phone calls, and I'm averaging around 30 phone calls a day. So we are definitely growing. One other thing that I'm working with is the Districts app. It's an app for Main Streets, and you can connect all the local businesses and kind of do like a digital walking tour. People can scan in with QR codes. Business owners can record a little audio clip to tell what's in their store, and they can have pictures and things like that. So I'm hoping to really get that off the ground in May after I get through Slawberger. So I think that's it. My contract is up in March, right, Trish? But I think that y'all are stuck with me for another year. So thank y'all so much. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Sorry I took up so much time.
No, you're fine. And we appreciate the job that you do, Amy, and it's a part-time job. She's got all this done and her board with a part-time job. So we appreciate
absolutely.
Y'all very
Couldn't
much.
do it without my board. And also my kids, they help me too.
Yes,
So.
that's true. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks y'all.
Thank you.
Next, we have Bill Hopkins with Fayetteville City Schools.
Mayor and Board, I have my report here. First of all, I thought I'd give you some attendance. Right now, Fayetteville High School has 378 students. That's grades 9 through 12. Fayetteville Middle School, 242 students. That's grades 6 through 8. And Ralph Askins Elementary, 551 students, and that's pre-K through 5th. So that's a total of 1,171 students. So we're maintaining our enrollment there. We're very pleased with that. We did a survey about what our parents thought about the move of the 5th grade to the elementary, and our survey was overwhelmingly positive. They thought that was a good move. The parents felt like that's where they belonged. It was more of an elementary type atmosphere, and we think we're going to see a lot more students transfer from transition from Ralph Askins to the middle school now because of that extra year they're able to keep, stay at Ralph Askins. I want to say something about our basketball team. They play tomorrow at 1:15. Look forward to seeing any and all that can attend. They've made it to the final 8. I'm still trying to figure out how basketball's done, and I think Tanya and I was talking about that in Tennessee. It's a little different than what I'm used to, but what I understand is we're in, I guess you'd call it the quarterfinals. So the final 8, we're super excited about that. Also, we just finished our very first combined high school and middle school play. We actually have Mr. Tim Hobbs here. He is kind of helped combine that. They've had a great play at the middle school for, Miss Painter has helped with the play also, and it's been something that's just been really, really great. And if you had an opportunity, I think, Mayor, they said you were there, unbelievable how well our students did. I'm just going to tell you, the very first act, when they came out, the young lady was in full makeup and she started singing. I mean, tears came in my eyes. I mean, it was just something that was super special. I brought my granddaughter. She's 6 years old, and she did not move through the whole play. And she says, "Oh, Papa, they're great." So that's the greatest compliment I can give anyone for that. And the last part, worst kept secret, I am going to retire in the end of May. And I just want to say, so this will be my last presentation to the Board of Mayor and Alderman. Everybody has been so kind, and y'all have been so good to me, and I've enjoyed my 3 years being able to present to y'all. I think it's been a great relationship, and I will have wonderful and fond memories of each and every one of you. Well, maybe not everybody. Those two over there, I'm sorry. But most people, Eddie and Brian, I try not to make eye contact with. But no, so thank you so much, and I appreciate you. Any questions?
Just thank you for what you've done in your 3 years. You've come in here with a lot of energy and done a lot for the school system, and I appreciate what you've done.
Thank you. Maybe too fast. That's
We're going to miss you, that's for sure. You've done a good job for the city school system, and you're going to be well missed.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins. You've done a great job for the city of Fayetteville, and we appreciate everything that you've done. And last but not least, we have Hannah Faulkner with the Humane Society to give us a report on animal control.
Hey there, thank you all for including me on the agenda tonight. I know that, my name is Hannah, by the way. I joined the Humane Society Board at the end of last year, and when I started getting involved and coming to these meetings with the city and the county, I quickly realized that there was never really any accountability for animal control services. So I hope that reporting to you guys on a routine basis will provide some transparency and some accountability on all parts. So I just have some statistics so far for this year. These start January 1 of this year and go to today. So our total intake so far this year has been 170. We have had 28 animals come in from city animal control, 51 from county animal control, 43 stray surrenders, so that could be from city or county when people pick up a roaming dog and or cat and bring them in, 48 owner surrenders, 115 adoptions, 20 euthanized, 26 reclaimed, 56 animals transferred with different rescue partners. We've been working with a nonprofit in Atlanta and as well as Colorado to transport animals. We've been able to microchip 99 animals due to a grant that the Humane Society has received this year. We've been able to spay and neuter 117 animals, and we've been able to vaccinate 130. And that's also due to the Petco Love vaccine program that we do. And that is a grant that we've received. and it is open to the entire community. There are 0 qualifications. Anyone can bring in their cat or dog and get them updated on vaccines. And that's huge for our community because I don't know if you've been to the vet recently, but it costs $75 just to walk through the door, not including the cost of vaccines. So there's, again, 0 qualifications to come and get your pets updated on vaccines. Another program that we have started this year, our animal control officer, Laura Bryant, who is here with me, she started a spay and neuter transport program. So as a nonprofit, we're able to retain several appointments at the low-cost spay and neuter clinic. And if we don't have enough animals to fill those spots, we have a running list for the community to put their name on, and we will actually transport their pets for them. Now they are responsible for the expense of the surgery, but it's a lot cheaper than it is to get into a vet, and a lot sooner. So those are some programs that we have going on. We have seen an uptick in owner surrenders, and that's due to housing crisis and inflation, cost of food. So we do everything that we can to try and keep people, let people keep their pets. So any donations of food or anything that we get into the shelter, it goes right back out into the community. So we're able to help with food needs. If they need help shelter, our guys have even gone out and built some shelter for animals in order for people to keep their pets and keep them safely. So lastly, Humane Society has, as of January, started their membership program back. And we're hoping to start our newsletter soon. We were hoping to do that in January, but haven't been able to yet. And last thing I wanted to touch on is we have several reoccurring calls from specific locations here in the city. And even people have walked up to me in a store and said, why has nobody got this animal yet? Why has nobody taken this animal away? Well, as long as those owners are meeting their 6 qualifications as far as that pet, even if it's chained up outside, unfortunately, that doesn't mean we can take that pet away as animal control. So as long as they're touching those 6 criteria, animal control, our hands are tied with that. So I don't know if you guys have received any complaints with that. I know they have in the county for the same situation, and we're going to address that as well. But county has asked us to come on a quarterly basis and speak and give these reports. And if you want us to do the same, we're happy to. But we want you guys to see us more than the one time a year when we ask for money. So are there any questions?
Ms. Hannah, how much does it cost to be a member? Or do you have like gold, silver, platinum memberships?
Absolutely. There's different tiers.
Okay.
It starts, I believe, with $25 and goes on up $20, $50, I believe $100, $250, and then there's like an honorary, however amount you want to use. Gotcha. So yes, and that goes specifically towards, care of animals. Okay. So we do consider that separate than animal control. So, any other questions?
I appreciate you coming. I'd like to see on a quarterly basis, but I would like to see a breakdown of what instead of the numbers, the cost factor of these things. I think that would be an eye opener for all of us.
The cost factor?
What it costs to spay. You
Oh,
gave
absolutely.
us numbers. I'd just like to see a breakdown of what it costs for the citizens so we can also see it as well.
Absolutely,
It's
I
not
think that'd be
free.
great. Yeah,
A lot
absolutely.
of this stuff, and this is what y'all need to work money
Right.
for.
And we are fortunate enough that we do receive grants for the spay and neuter, and the microchip, and the vaccination. So that's a huge cost saver as well. But yeah, I'll be happy to report that to you next time.
These silver, gold, are this yearly or annually?
It's yearly. Mm-hmm.
Now, these memberships, they will only just go towards, the back. What about like the upkeep of the building and things like that? Will that also play into that too as well, or will that have to be something else that we'd have to talk about?
That will not be included because Humane Society doesn't own, like it can go to bills until, to Humane Society and all that, but as far as the building upkeep, it will not go
Towards that?
to that portion, yeah.
That's
Anyone else? Thank you,
Thank
Hannah,
you
for
guys so
coming,
much.
and
Thank you
I
so
think
much.
coming
Appreciate it.
quarterly will be very informative to this board.
Absolutely.
I have not received any complaints about, you picking dogs up that shouldn't be or anything like that. But I think these numbers I have not heard these numbers before, so I think this is an eye-opener, especially for me, of how many, the city animals are taken in and then how many are county animals, so that we kind of get an idea about the need and how that need needs to be addressed. So I think quarterly information would certainly help us.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to do it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's from our entities out there. Now we will go to our standing reports. First up is the Fire Department, Chief Kimberoo.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of February, the fire department responded to 85 calls of service, 62 of them being EMS runs. We had 1 building fire, 5 EMAs, and exclude others. And that's my report for the month.
Thank you. Any questions of Chief Kimberoo? Next up is our Police Department, Chief Pendergraft.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of February, officers were dispatched to 1,066 calls for service. We made 56 arrests, issued 77 citations. We had 25 traffic accidents in the city, 3 of those with injuries. I'd also like to report that since we had our first community watch meeting in the city a couple of weeks ago, I've had 2 other neighborhoods that have expressed interest in starting the program, so we're really looking forward to expanding the community watch program in the city. And that's my report.
Any questions of the police chief? If anyone is interested in your neighborhood having a community watch program, please contact Chief Pendergraft at the police department, and he will come out, he or his officer will come out and speak with you about this. It's very important for safety. Thank you. Next up is Finance Department, Jamie Owen.
Local sales tax, last year for the month, we received in $334,788. The current year, this month, is $372,088. Year over year, we are up $187,608, and we're at 66.81% of our $3.2 million budget for local sales tax. For occupancy, this month last year, we received in $9,062. For the current month, we're at $14,007. And year over year, we have received an increase of $27,596. We're at 78.46% of the $160,000 current budget for occupancy tax. Property tax, this month last year, we had received in $235,173. The current month for this year, we're at $581,944. Year to date, year over year, we are down $18,963, and we are at 45.58% of our $3.2 million budget. Through February, last year we were at 2.8 million, and through February this year we're at 2.7. So we're just over $59,000 decrease where we were year over year last year. But we do have other prior years that are coming in as well. So we should see that pick up through March and through the rest of the year to close that gap.
Okay. Any questions for the Finance Department? Okay. Move now to Recreation Department. Brian Carter.
Thank you, Mayor. Our update on our Don Davidson electrical work, our platforms have been reattached, and we are waiting on our control panels and our transformers to come in, which should be in May. S.J. King restroom concrete bollards, we have gotten quotes in on that, and we're looking for the next couple of weeks for that to be completed. Our sports league, we had our drafts for baseball, and we're looking to start our league on April the 17th. Our pool house floor painting, we have gone in and we have etched the floors. We're waiting on warmer weather so we can go ahead and apply the primers and the paint. We had damage at Stonebridge Park and our ball fields. Had some wind damage at Stonebridge Park, which we had one pavilion that was damaged. In our ball field, we had a fence that was torn down by a stray vehicle. We have gotten the adjusters out there for those, and hopefully we'll have those repaired in the next month. Parks and Rec strategic plan, we are looking to implement that here to help us as far as grants and planning are concerned. Our soccer field complex update, we have our scoreboard up. We are probably next week we will have the electricity connected to that, and we'll be running by the beginning of soccer season. And our Lee parking lot update, we have gotten our insurance policies and we're waiting for that to be completed. Once that is completed, we'll have Mr. Plunkett to come in and help us put down our tiles and have our fences opened up, and that parking lot will be available for citizens to park their vehicles, overflow parking at the soccer complex. And that is my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Parks and Recs?
Brian, I know with COVID being a little bit in the rear view now, you had a lot more sign up for baseball. Would you let everybody know that number? I was impressed with how many you said the other day.
We had over 100 to sign up for that, and we also have girls softball. The signups are still running for that, and they will run through March the 31st, and they can sign up online, or they can come out to our recreation center and sign up for those also.
Very good.
Okay, Public Works Department, Eddie Plunkett.
Thank you, Mayor. Month of February, we had 214 ton of trash, 148 ton of brush, 10 ton of leaves. Tonight, if the Mulberry Road and Terry Avenue is approved, that will be started before the end of the week. That's my report, Mayor.
Any questions for Public Works? Okay, Planning and Codes Department, Christy Gentry.
Thank you, Mayor. 13 permits were issued in February. The total project valuation was $113,196. The total permit fees were $817. Property maintenance, there were 58 violations written in February. 2 condemnation hearings were held on February 8th with Attorney Hill for 205 Madison Avenue and 1000 Campbell Street West. The city will use budgeted funds to demolish the house at 1000 Campbell Street West, and a lien will be placed on that property. The property owner of 205 Madison Avenue is working towards demolishing the house himself. At the February Planning Commission, a few commercial projects were approved. Hills Power Pro is purchasing the old Awards and Specialties building as well as the adjacent lot to use for equipment storage. The Planning Commission approved the site plan for the storage lot, and they will be selling the Gravely lawnmowers. A site construction plan was approved for South Central to do a 10,000 square foot warehouse addition on their property on Winchester Highway. A site plan was approved for a new D&M Market convenience store and smoke shop at the corner of Winchester Highway and Highway 50. And this new location will also feature electric car charging stations. We are continuing with our blueprint archival process. They have completed scanning approximately 726 sheets of our blueprints, and that project is ongoing. We did receive our informational pamphlet that our team put together, giving information about building permits. We will be delivering those to the local building supply stores and realtor offices this week. An update on the home grant. Bid packets were given out today for the first 5 projects for the home grant. They are due back to Ms. Tia Lockridge by Friday at 2 p.m. Homes receiving work are located on Calhoun Avenue, Hedgemont Avenue, Maple Street West, Cherokee Avenue, and Brogan Avenue. The one on Brogan will be a complete reconstruction. They will demolish the existing home and build a new one in that location. And then lastly, we are working on the ADA plan. We had a good meeting last Friday with Mr. Owens. Jamie and Jack and myself, and we are working on the plan to put in the budget. And we do have a good game plan on how to move forward with this plan, and we'll be reporting more in-depth information in a few months. And that's my report.
Thank you, Christy. Any questions?
I just have one. Do you know how many car charging areas there'll be yet?
I think there's going to be 5.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That completes our standing committee report for this month.
Mayor, you forgive me?
Oh, I'm sorry, the main one. I'm so sorry, City Administrator.
Good evening, Mayor, as well as the Board of Aldermen and residents. You have my February report. It is included in your package, but I do want to mention a few things to look forward to as we get ready, as we move towards the April board meeting. We do have a strategic planning session on Saturday. Staff has been working really hard. We have a facilitator coming in that's really eager to work with the board, so that will be on Saturday. Ms. Owen had mentioned a lot of things going on with the finance department. I do want to commend all of the departments heads who worked really hard to submit department budgets. We just went through review and we are working hard. And I think the first date that we will be presenting is on April 13th, which is a couple of days following the next board meeting. We're also working for Hamburg on the Hill, the annual Hamburg on the Hill, which is Lincoln County representative. That will be on March 29th, and there will be several delegates from the city of Fayetteville attending that event. Christy mentioned ADA. That's something very strong that we're working on. I think we're going to have a good plan, and we will be reporting to the committee and the board quarterly. One of the things we're also working with that Pam is leading, but we're working with all of the department heads. We're doing personnel policy review. We're going to present a portion of it next month. Those reviews will come in quarterly, so it will not be pushed to the board all at once. But your first segment should be during the April committee meetings. And finally, just to report, Christy did a great job with reporting, but we are developing a new initiative, and we have a meeting tomorrow in this chamber, but we have a community cleanup initiative. It would be totally volunteer, so we plan to hit certain sections of Fayetteville throughout the year, and we'll be looking at volunteers. We have a couple who is willing to chair, so we're making a lot of plans to get out there and be seen, unified, clean up this community. And that's my report.
I apologize for overlooking you, Mr. Owens. Does anyone have any questions? I can vouch for Mr. Owens. He has been leading the team and working really hard on upcoming events. Now, for no unfinished business, we will move on to new business. Item A is the Old Mulberry Road, Terry Avenue Bridge replacement. This request comes out of Public Works. The estimated amount to replace this bridge is $100,000, and this is an item that has been kind of not on hold, but it's associated with the bond funds is where this money is coming out of. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the Old Mulberry Road, Terry Avenue Bridge replacement estimate, $100,000 from the bond fund.
Second. I have a first by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Roll, Pam?
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye. Motion passes. Item B. This is the cost of insurance policy for Lee parking lot at the soccer complex. This is coming out of Parks and Recs, and the insurance policy is $1,104.34.
Motion to approve, Mayor.
Second.
Okay, I have a first by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Martinez. Any discussion?
This will be once a month or once a year? Yearly?
This
Okay.
is an annual.
Okay, good.
The dollar is a month.
Gotcha.
Any other discussion? If not, Pam, will you call the roll?
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C. This is asking, the Leadership Lincoln is asking for permission. They're wanting to, out of their fundraising money for their class this year, they're wanting to pave the farmer's market. It will be no cost to the city, but this is a city-owned park, so they would need a permission to pave. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Alderman Painter, second by Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Okay, we call the roll.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item D is a call for a public hearing. This is coming out of the planning office to rezone the Green Street property. This property is being sold by Mr. Dan Holt, and the purchaser is Linda Gentle. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Second.
First by Alderman Bryant, second Alderman Martinez. Any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item E is ordinance number 2023-3. This is the City of Fayetteville. This is a budget amendment number 6. Do I have a motion for this ordinance?
I move to approve ordinance 2023-03.
Second. Have a first by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye. Motion carries. Moving to item F. This is a request for a salary increase for Judge Ray Thompson, being the city judge. His salary is solely to cover his insurance for the year, health insurance. The proposed raise is $800. Do I have a motion? Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a first by Alderman Allen, a second by Alderman Painter. Any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item G. This is coming from the city administrator. He would like to appoint, this is per the charter of the city of Fayetteville, for in the event of the city administrator's absence, so this appointment would be to fill that vacancy in the event of resignation, termination, death, or a brief absence. Do I have a motion?
So
I
moved.
Second. Pam Gentry.
So I have a first by Alder?
Yeah.
Is that right? First by Alder, second by Bryant, and that is to appoint Pam Gentry as the acting city administrator in the city administrator's absence. Any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye. Motion carries. Item H. Also, this is coming from the city administrator. This is also city clerk. It's in the city charter that we have an assistant city clerk. The first position would be the city administrator, and his assistant would be Pam Gentry. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. I have a first by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Allen. Can we call the roll?
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, our next few items are for event permits. The first one is the Easter extravaganza. This is on April the 6th at Don Davidson Park. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a first by Alderman Painter, second by Alderman Martinez. Any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number J, J is the Slawburger Festival. This is on April the 15th. Event is held around the square. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Second.
I have a first by Alderman Painter, second by Alderman Alder. Pam, any discussion? Any questions? Pam, will you call the roll?
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item K, this is the Blue Ribbon Walk event. It's held May the 11th, and it's going to start at the fairgrounds. I believe we discussed this in Parks and Recs. It's quite a long walk. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a first by Alderman Alder, second by Alderman Painter. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye. Motion carries. Item L is the Southern Weekend of Arts. This is going to be held around the courthouse square. This is September the 16th through the 17th. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second. I have a first by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Allen. Any discussion? Pam, we call the roll.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Motion carries. For item M, this was added, and you have a copy of this ordinance at your station. It's ordinance number 2023-04. This provides for the collection of delinquent property taxes by the city attorney. Do I have a motion? Motion to approve. Second.
Second.
I have a first by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Aller. Any questions? Can we call the roll?
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye. The motion carries. The last item to vote on is item N, and in preparation of the new sidewalks, which we're hoping to start fairly soon, but we have to do some preliminary work first, and that is to remove the trees around the square, the perimeter of the square. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? I will add that this work will be done in-house by the Public Works Department. Can we call the roll?
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Motion carries. We have come to the final portion of our meeting, and this is for comments by our alderman. Alderman Alder, would you like to start?
I just want to start by saying good luck to the City Tigers in their bid to win a state championship. Good luck to you tomorrow, and hope you bring home the trophy. I also want to say a little bit about the SROs in our city system. I was down at Ralph Askins the other day doing cupcakes and saw Drew Ivy doing a whole lot with the kids. They loved him. Just jumped right in there with them singing about Dr. Seuss and everything like it was nothing for him. So I just appreciate him and all our other SROs at the schools, and just appreciate all our employees here at the city.
I have a couple of reminders from the chamber. Hamburger Day on the Hill is March 29th. They are carrying a charter bus, and if you'd like to reserve a seat, you can call 433-1234. They also have the Don't Be Fooled Senior Scam Prevention. That will be held April 3rd from 9 to 11. I'd like to congratulate the Fayetteville City Schools Drama Department on a great production of The Lion King. And wish the Tigers luck tomorrow. And if you can come to Murfreesboro and watch them at 1:15, we'd love to see a big crowd.
Alderman Frank?
I'd like to thank all of our employees, all the department heads, everybody that's working. I know we're going into the budget cycle. There's a lot of work.
y'all make it easy for us, but because the employees does work. Appreciate all that. Wish the very best for the community. Hope everybody stays healthy. Certainly hope our Tigers does well moving on. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm mistaken, somebody can correct me. I believe that football team has won the region, the district and the region, 5 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Football or
We're talking about
Basketball. Basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said football by mistake.
Oh, hey, well, they win everything on football.
That's right. That's right.
So, I stand corrected, it's basketball. And that's saying a lot. I mean, this is a small school. We don't have a real big school, and it's a small school, but, they offer about anything, I believe, anything anybody would need. It is very impressive. And the football is very impressive also. But these ball players has done very, very well. They represent us well, and they know how to act. We've received good compliments on their athletic people on different places they go and all. So wish them the very best.
Alderman Martinez.
I'd like to give a congratulations to the city school system as well as the basketball team. They're doing great. I hope they win it all, go all the way this time. And Mr. Hopkins, I'll say it again. I'm glad hate to see you go, but I'm glad you're pursuing your retirement. But you're going to be missed, and I'm glad to see you in the Humane Society here tonight. Thank you, and I can't wait to see you every quarter, however you decide to work on that. But like I said, I'd like to get the breakdown of that. But thank you so much for coming out and enlightening us on all of these numbers. And the drama club, he's already left as well, and the kids have left as well. But thank them for a good production they did.
Kind of same, I want to thank the Humane Society, the representatives for coming and voicing your concerns and things that you need. Also want to thank Mr. Hopkins, you're a great guy. I mean, thank you for everything that you've done for the Fayetteville City School System because we needed it. And want to tell everybody just to be blessed and hope everyone has a blessed rest of the day. Thank y'all.
I do want to congratulate the Fayetteville City Tigers on reaching the tournaments that they're at this time. Thank you, Mr. Hopkins, for the contributions you've made to the Fayetteville school system. Congratulations on your retirement. I want to thank everyone for the patronage for the 50s show. It was a great success. 9 shows are finally over. We had buses and vans from out of town as far as Michigan and Louisiana and Mississippi. So it was a great contribution to the city, as usual.
And in closing, I would just like to thank our employees. Everyone has been really busy, like everyone has said, Mr. Owens. Everyone's working hard. They're working with the finance department, kind of seeing exactly what it is about this budget process and why it works the way it does. So thank you to all the employees. Everything is, all the departments are working really hard in preparation of spring. Again, our strategic planning is Saturday, March the 18th, this coming Saturday at FPU. We start at 8 o'clock and we plan all day for our next year. So you're welcome to stop by if you want to. If you're bored and you want something to do, come by and see us. We'll be there. The staff has worked very diligently to put this program together. The Hamburger Day on the Hill, I was going to say, Tanya, thanks for reporting on that. And if you are interested in going up, you can contact the chamber. I just returned from the Tennessee Municipal League Conference in Nashville, and there was so much to learn, and I gathered so much information about our state and national government. The House and Senate were in sessions holding meetings last night and this morning, and that is certainly a work of genius, the way that they work together, the information you get out of there. Good luck to the Fayetteville City Tigers. Go Tigers. I hope they win tomorrow. And Mr. Hopkins, I hope that you enjoy your retirement. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.